We're getting set for the evening news. Next time you hear the sound of my voice, will be, of course, for the evening's community bulletin board. It's been an awesome pleasure holding it down. And, of course, yeah, man, that's it. Stand by. The best and, of course, the top recap of the day in terms of news. And, of course, some new news items coming through right here on your nation station, DBS Radio. We are going to take two very quick detours, very quick stops just before we cross over to the news. Here we go.
Why miss a moment when there is DBS? From anytime, anywhere, stream our live coverages of functions, events, and funeral services as we capture every moment with precision and care. Be sure to subscribe to our YouTube and Facebook pages at DBS Radio and DBS Radio Funerals. For more info on our services, call 448-7672.
Manifesting $300,000 energy only. Don't play small, play Super 6. The jackpot is over $300,000. Are you in it to win it?
Fair and balanced, unbiased and clear, concise and accurate. This is the DBS Evening News. Here now is your presenter with the headlines.
Good evening. Among the major developments, repair works underway to rectify significant damages to the Wasco's water supply system in Calibishi. In news from the region, Cuba and Oman sign Memorandum of Understanding in health fields. And on the international front, the Ukrainian president has accused Russia of buying time to stall through stocks. The details in a moment.
Too often, customers are counted but not valued, like mere numbers, statistics, transactions. But at Flow, we're prioritizing you, our valued customers who have been with us through every milestone, every moment. That's why we're putting our money where your loyalty is. Flow customers claim up to $400 in rewards for smartphones, groceries, and more when you add mobile to your current internet plan. Because loyalty isn't a one-way street. At Flow, loyalty flows both ways.
DBS News.
We thank you for joining us. I am Ivona John Baptist Luge with the evening news. Repair works are underway to rectify significant damages to the Wasco's water supply system in Calibishi. This is as a result of heavy rainfall, flooding, and mudslides in the north of the island over the weekend. The Wasco says it is currently trucking water to the Calibishi storage tank to ensure residents have access to potable water while repair works are underway.
Over the weekend, heavy rainfall, flooding, and mudslides in the north of the island caused significant damage to Dowasco's water supply system in Calibishi. Initial assessments conducted by Dowasco's technical teams revealed that the driver pipes feeding the community's ramp pumps were broken and buried beneath mudslides, disrupting water delivery, particularly in elevated areas of the community. To help alleviate the situation, Dowasco is currently trucking water to the Calibishi storage tank, ensuring that residents continue to have access to potable water while repair works are underway. In addition, response teams have been mobilized and are actively working to clear debris and to commence pipe replacement and restoration activities as soon as terrain conditions allow. Dowasco will continue to provide regular updates to the public as we work to restore service in the affected area. Dowasco sincerely regrets any inconvenience caused and thanks customers for their continued patience and understanding during this challenging time.
Public Relations Officer Dowasco Kimani Sejan. Hundreds of homeowners who occupy government-built homes will soon be in possession of titles for the property. Housing Minister Melissa Popon-Skerrit says an attorney will be attached to the Ministry of Housing to fast-track the issue of titles for the homes.
Cabinet recently approved the hiring of a full-time state attorney, and she will be stationed in the Ministry of Housing. Mr. Speaker, she has one job to do. Her sole purpose is to process all the land titles for our government-built homes. This is huge, Mr. Speaker. This is a big deal because for years the issue of titles of government-built homes have been a hot topic in Dominica. But the reality is, after every devastation, our priority is clear. It's just to get people in homes as quickly as possible and put them under a safe roof, Mr. Speaker. So we're not going to let a piece of paper delay someone's chance of having a roof over their head. And because of that approach, we've been able to house thousands of people in a safe home. But now I'm proud to say that we have found a solution to move the title process forward faster and more efficiently. We have made promises to the people and we are delivering on our promises. We're not just giving homes, we're giving power to the people. We're giving independence to the people. We're giving them a future.
Housing Minister Melissa Popon-Skerrit. More news this evening. 3 promising young Dominicans, Rihanna Patterson, Daniel Fadell, and Jade Letham, are gearing up to take part in the Caribbean-Canada Leaders Dialogue 2025, a leadership development program aimed at fostering cross-sector collaboration between Canada and the Caribbean. The program, scheduled to run from May 22 to June 1, 2025, will bring together 100 emerging leaders from both regions to exchange ideas, build networks, and drive forward-thinking solutions.
But for me, there are 3 main outcomes that I'm looking forward to. One is that we as delegates, Dominicans, we get to build new, lasting, and expansive relationships with people from across both regions, across the Caribbean and Canada, that can lead to new ventures, projects, things that can impact our communities. The next thing is that we can grow our existing ecosystem of businesses, creators, producers, leaders. We want to grow that ecosystem and represent the Caribbean in global conversations. We'll be there networking a lot, and it's very important that we have a seat at that table and people across the Caribbean can see that we are impactful on the global stage and we can shape policy, we can shape the realities of our futures.
Dominican youth Daniel Fadell. Meantime, fellow Caribbean Canada Leaders Dialogue representative Jade Letham shared her vision of the dialogue.
My objectives are to represent Dominica and just how unique we are and the potential for growth that exists inside the country and by extension the region itself. I also want to learn from both sides, from Toronto and the rest of the Caribbean islands, to learn what worked for them, what didn't work for them, what can we reimagine, how can we build bridges. And I think for me it's just exciting to deal with other change makers, because ultimately that's what I think all of us want, is to make positive change. So what we can better, we do it, and 2 heads are better than 1, and 100 heads are definitely better than 2. So that's what I'm looking for, to contribute and also learn.
Jade Letham. And Rihanna Patterson says her hope is that participants not only absorb the lessons of the dialogue, but also return home ready to apply what they have learned.
So I think that would be the key outcome, that people don't just go on this thing and then go into their respective fields and forget about the whole experience. The thing is, I want people to step up their game when it comes to leadership after this. What can I do more for my community? How can I advance myself in my career? What can I do with the knowledge that I have acquired on this trip? Having actually key actions that people will follow through after the conference is really what it's all about.
Rihanna Patterson. Government Senator Austell Lockhart has applauded action to relocate residents of Petit-Soufrière, Saint-Sauveur and Good Hope who were displaced by the 2022 trough system. On Monday, Parliament approved a motion to authorize governments to borrow over $69,000 from the International Development Association for climate resilience and other matters. Part of the funds will go towards the relocation of residents.
Mr. Speaker, in the case of Good Hope, Saint-Sauveur and Petit-Soufrière, these are vulnerable communities that continue to bear, as I said, the psychological and economic scars of this devastating trough system that struck them in 2022. That event brought widespread flooding, landslides, and displacements. The impacts remain visible on November 6, 2022, while the rest of the country was going about its business as normal. In the Castlebrooks constituency, we had activated a full-scale emergency disaster response. Our constituency was completely cut off from the rest of the country. And even within the constituency itself, some of the communities were inaccessible. Pidi Soufriere suffered the most severe damage. There was a loss of life, Mr. Speaker. Today, some of the families remain displaced. Among them, Presley Durant and his siblings, who lost their father, Henson Durant, to a massive landslide. This was indeed a deeply tragic situation. Although nearly 3 years have passed, Mr. Speaker, I still want to convey my condolences to the people, to the family who lost their father, to those who lost their homes and their property to this dreadful event. In fact, a few families have remained displaced since the trough in 2022. This validates, Mr. Speaker, the urgency and the humanitarian necessity of the relocation. The announcement of this financing marks a significant turning point in line of the commitment by Prime Minister Skerrit to ensure the physical relocation of affected residents to safer grounds in Castlebrooks.
Government Senator Austin Lockhart. More news this evening. Grants valued at over $3 million will soon be handed over to agro-processors in an effort to enhance operations. That's according to Minister for Agriculture Roland Royer. He says 12 boats will also be handed over to fishers tomorrow.
In the coming weeks, by God's grace, we'll be back here to issue grants to over 140 agro-processors to enhance their operations and meet food safety standards valued at over $3 million. And also next Wednesday, we'll be delivering 12 boats to fishers valued at approximately $675,000. So while the pressure groups criticize, we work. While they complain, we strategize. Always putting the needs and the interests of our farmers and fishers first.
Minister for Agriculture Roland Royer. The importance of metrology was highlighted as Dominica today observed World Metrology Day. Today also marked the 150 years of Metrology International celebration. Projects coordinator of the Metrology Unit at the Dominica Bureau of Standards, Jomari Leblanc, says the Bureau has been embarking on public awareness campaigns through the month of May.
This year is a grand occasion as it's the 150th anniversary and observation of World Metrology Day. We at the Bureau of Standards, we have a green sticker campaign for the month of May. So we're doing sensitization and public awareness activities. For today, we had an open house where a number of schools came in and learned the importance of metrology and why it's important that we have a unified measurement system and accurate devices. Later on today at 7 p.m. we'll have a radio program, Standards in the Spotlight, which will be aired on DBS radio. And also we'll have a webinar next week talking about the importance of metrology. So for the month of May, the Metrology Unit at the Dominica Bureau of Standards has been very busy, and we're bringing metrology to every corner of Dominica.
Project coordinator of the Metrology Unit at the Dominica Bureau of Standards, Jomari Leblanc. The Bureau of Standards, in fact, will have its program tonight on DBS Radio at 7 o'clock, Standards in the Spotlight. The Caribbean region has been encouraged to take serious precaution regarding new weather hazards, particularly the presence of Saharan dust, which can negatively impact the health of its population and affect weather prediction. Weather officials are increasingly concerned about how Saharan dust influences weather forecasting for the region. However, there are positive aspects to consider. Leila Langford is among regional broadcasters attending a climate change workshop in Grenada and files this report.
Adrian Trotman, director of the Caribbean Institute for Metrology and Hydrology, noted that the presence of Saharan dust may lead to a decrease in the number of weather disturbances such as tropical depressions, tropical storms, and hurricanes predicted for the area. Trotman made the statement at the opening day of a two-day training session for regional media professionals and weather officials in Grenada.
New hazards that we're talking about hazards such as heat. 2023 and 2024 were two of the hottest years on the globe, including in the Caribbean. 2023 broke a number of records, and 2024 broke the records that 2023 created. What is the significance of all that? One of the things is heat stress, right? And we felt this as human beings. The other emerging hazard that we have concern about is Sahara dust, twofold. The first thing about Sahara dust is that it creates this set of illnesses related to the respiratory system and the ocular system, right? More and more we are seeing or recognizing that there are significant incursions of Sahara dust in the region. The other thing we are vigilant about, though, as climate scientists, is the role of the same Sahara dust. We have more the layer on which the Sahara dust, which is a dry layer, and it actually affects our convection. So it reduces rainfall, it reduces tropical cyclone activity. We saw that last year when we were expecting quite a few tropical cyclones after Beryl. But because there were Sahara dust incursions into the region, that slowed down the development. That reduced the development of tropical cyclones, and we ended up with fewer tropical cyclones. But not that they weren't, but they were far more erratic.
Adrian Trotman, Director of the Caribbean Institute for Metrology and Hydrology. The training for regional media professionals and weather officials is an initiative of the Intra-ACP Climate Services and Related Applications Program in collaboration with the European Union. It aims to enhance weather forecasting and reporting throughout the Caribbean region. The training brings together regional media professionals and weather experts to share best practices and collaborate on improving weather communication. By equipping media professionals with the latest knowledge and tools, the initiative seeks to enhance public awareness and preparedness for weather-related hazards. Trotman emphasized the importance of this training for the region.
We know that we have this siloed approach to what we do. Here, we're looking to break those barriers between the region's media and the region's meteorologists and climatologists, because we believe that the media play a significant role in helping the meteorological services to get word across, the key messages across when it comes to weather and climate information. For this week, we'll spend most time on climate information as we focus on the upcoming wet and hurricane season.
And that was Director of the Caribbean Institute for Metrology and Hydrology, Adrian Trotman. I am Leila Langford reporting from St. George's, Grenada for DBS News.
And we thank Leila Langford for that report. Leila Langford, of course, is among regional broadcasters attending a climate change workshop in Grenada. Stay tuned. Coming up, regional and international developments.
Here's a fun fact. In just 29 seconds, you can say goodbye to paper bills forever. Seriously, in 29 seconds. That's less time than this ad. Head over to discoverflow.co or visit us in-store and update your contact information now. By October 1st, your bills will be digital, easy to access, secure, and hassle-free. So what are you waiting for? This ad still has 2 seconds left, and you could have already gone paperless.
DBS News.
The Republic of Cuba and Oman have signed a memorandum of cooperation in the fields of health and medical sciences. The memorandum seeks to enhance cooperation, exchange expertise, and ameliorate health systems in both countries. The Memorandum of Cooperation provides for exchanging medical personnel, conducting specialized training programs, and holding joint research in the fields of medicine and health sciences. It was signed on the sidelines of the 78th World Health Assembly, currently being held at the headquarters of the World Health Organization in Geneva, Switzerland. And Volodymyr Zelensky has accused Russia of trying to buy time to continue its war in Ukraine, a day after Donald Trump said progress towards a ceasefire had been made in a call with Vladimir Putin. Ukraine's president wrote on social media that if Russia continues to put forward unrealistic conditions and undermine progress, there must be tough consequences. Following separate calls with Zelensky and Putin on Monday, Trump said truce talks between Russia and Ukraine would start immediately. Putin said he was ready to work on a memorandum on a possible future peace agreement, but did not address calls for a 30-day pause in fighting. Sports is next. Stay tuned.
Covering the nation and beyond, DBS Sports Report.
Here's a fun fact. In just 29 seconds, you can say goodbye to paper bills forever. Seriously, in 29 seconds. That's less time than this ad. Head over to discoverflow.co or visit us in-store and update your contact information now. By October 1st, your bills will be digital, easy to access, secure, and hassle-free. So what are you waiting for? This ad still has 2 seconds left, and you could have already gone paperless.
Welcome to the evening sports report. We start off with basketball. Head coach of the senior men's national basketball team, Donnie Robinson, says the team's youth and energy could be the difference as Dominica gets set to participate in the 2025 Creole Memorial Basketball Tournament this week. The competition, which features Martinique, Dominica, Guadeloupe, and Benin, gets underway on Thursday in Martinique. The teams will then play in Dominica on Saturday, with the final leg in Guadeloupe next week. The DABA announced a 12-man squad on the weekend. Robinson says the team will find ways to be creative despite their lack of size.
So I grew up playing basketball. I was considered a big man. I was 6'5". I've always been 6'5". Played national team for Dominica where our tallest player was 6'6". And we never lost a regional tournament. And we played against people at 6'8", 6'9", 6'10", college players all the time. And it always came down to we being the most hungry team. We being the most tenacious defense and having people that just want to play basketball. We have a system that is built on youth, and obviously our strength is going to be hopefully our energy and our hunger to just want to play. Now, my job as the coach is to be able to build that from a basis of having some structure, which a lot of our youth is struggling from. So that's going to be a challenge. But what you will expect to see is every time somebody's on the court, you're going to get 150% of effort. We're going to have a lot of mistakes. We have young players, and we expect that. And that's one thing we, including the media, have to understand, that being critical at all points is not necessarily constructive, especially if you have young players that have never been exposed. So the onus is on all of us. But what you will see from this team is effort. Defense is what we're going to be built on. Obviously, we don't have, we are not going to be the biggest team in the league, but I can guarantee we're going to be the team with the best heart. And we're going to do the best to prepare for circumstances. The basketball comes down to preparing for your opposition, not just preparing to play basketball.
Head coach of the senior men's national basketball team, Donnie Robinson. The full Dominica team is Lester Langley, Maxwell Birmingham, and Dredswan Lee of the Detroit Blazers, Kaifa Francis, Mishak Debule, and Yawani Regis of the Dr. Daru Pishley Sports Club Falcons, Andel Olivache, Rennie Williams, Tillan Birmingham from the 767 Sports Club Dominators, Jimal Peltier and Jaden Scotland from the BAA Sharks, and Shamar Felicity of the Paybush Eagles. The national team is being coached by Donnie Robinson, Yannick Regis is the team assistant, and Jerry Williams the team manager. Meantime, Chairman of the Dominica Reparations Committee, Dr. Damian Dublin, has highlighted the importance of the involvement of the West African country Benin in the tournament.
Our African ancestors first came here in chains, and now we've seen a team from Benin coming freely. So for us, that's a big achievement, and we want to, that connection exists, and we're happy to be part of this process. And this is a historic occasion, and we're calling all the Dominicans to just overflow, massacre, and come and see the games. Besides the talent that's going to be exposed, the young talent, and this is more than basketball. That is a Creole cultural movement, because the other aspects of it is the opportunities for the players. You never know. Some of them might be exposed on a tour, can get connections and end up in Africa, otherwise playing. So these are the possibilities.
That was Chairman of the Dominica Reparations Committee, Dr. Damian Dublin. Cricket news. West Indies batsman Alec Athanaze will have a new home for the 2025 Republic Bank CPL. Athanaze, who featured for the past 2 editions with the Barbados Royals, will now ply his trade with the St. Kitts and Nevis Patriots. The move was one of a few announced by the CPL on Tuesday. Another big move is that of Jason Holder, who is ending his 13-year stint with the Barbados Royals. Holder will also join the St. Kitts and Nevis Patriots. Shofane Rutherford, meantime, is heading from the St. Kitts and Nevis Patriots over to the Barbados Royals. The CPL draft is scheduled for next month. The CPL will run from August 14 to September 21. West Indies ODI captain Shea Hope says it is important for the West Indies to get off to a good start in their ODI series with Ireland. The two sides will meet in the first ODI on Wednesday. The first ball is at 5:45 a.m. Caribbean time. Hope says the team is in a good space and is ready for the battle.
The boys are doing the same that they've been doing for a couple of months now. We just settled in nicely. I think as soon as they got off the plane, you could see the hunger and the drive to continue where we left off last year. So it's just important for us to ensure that we understand what the goal is. And we all know this. So, the preparation's been going well, and all the senior boys in the squad now still continue raising their hand in the dressing room and showing that we really want it going forward. So, good signs. I think that we've shown glimpses of the brand that we're trying to play. The last few series that we've been involved with, the guys are really showing that we're one of the teams to be reckoned with going forward. We just got to ensure that we understand what's in front of us every single time we go out to play, understand the conditions quickly. But it's more of a take the first punch mentality, I would say, instead of waiting back and sitting and allowing the opposition to get on top of us. So we've been showing great signs of that, and the preparation that we've been doing over the last couple of weeks, last couple of months, has always been geared towards that. So the more we can do it, the more we can be consistent as a team doing those simple things. And then we continue to win more, gain more confidence as a squad. And I think when we play against the top teams around the world, and we doing those same things consistently, we're getting more wins, then we can certainly see that our progression is coming with some results as well.
West Indies ODI captain Shea Hope, the West Indies team raid Shea Hope captain Joel Andrew, Casey Carty, Ruston Chase, Matthew Ford, Justin Greaves, Amir Jango, Alzari Joseph, Brandon King, Evan Lewis, Gudakesh Moti, John Campbell, Jaden Seals, Jediah Blades. Meantime, Ireland captain Paul Stirling is hoping that Ireland can replicate the form they had in their last series when they beat the West Indies 2-1 in the Caribbean.
Yeah, of course. I look back on that series in Jamaica, probably quite close. It's fantastic to have the opportunity to try and do that in the next series at home and in our own conditions. But I think the exciting thing about playing the West Indies is it's a unique style of cricket, or it certainly has been in the past, where if you miss, the ball's going to go a long way, but you also might try and force a few dots in between that and build a little bit of pressure that way. So it'll be interesting because we've chosen the grounds in Ireland for this and the T20 series that are smaller than what could have been, which might play into their hands a little bit. But again, we'll not look too far ahead, and it could be a different style of cricket that they bring tomorrow.
Ireland captain Paul Stirling. Windward Islands Volcanoes fast bowler Dominica's Gillan Tyson says he is hoping to make the most of the opportunity following his call-up to the West Indies A team for their upcoming series with the South Africa A team. Tyson, who hails from the Kalinago territory, has played 8 first-class matches, grabbing 32 wickets. He picked up 16 wickets in this year's regional 4-day tournament and was among the top fast bowlers in the region. Tyson says he is hoping to take the next step.
Yeah, Gavin. Firstly, thanks to God for his continued blessings in my life. Thanks to my family, and also thanks to everyone else who contributed in one way or another to towards my career or along the journey. Very, very much excited for this opportunity. I intend to grab it with both hands, and the work hasn't been over the past 2 weeks or over the past month. I've been working hard for as long as I can remember, and it's good that I could be recognized and I could be a part of this A team. This is very, very much something that I'm really grateful for, and I'm going to put my best foot forward and represent myself, my family, my country and my region and the region to the best of my ability.
Winner Islands Volcanoes fast bowler Dominica's Gillan Tyson. Meantime, Alec Athanaze has been named captain of the West Indies A team for the 50-over matches against the South Africa A team in St. Lucia starting on Wednesday. The 50-over squad reads Alec Athanaze captain, Kadim Allen, Kevlin Anderson, Jediah Blaze, Daryl Cyrus, Jade Gully, Javel Glenn, Maquino Mindley, Shakir Paris, Carrie Pear, Kimol Savoy, O'Shane Thomas, Gillan Tyson, and Kevin Wickham. West Indies women's head coach Shane Dates is hoping the ladies can play some positive cricket as they get set to meet England in the T20 series, which gets underway on Wednesday. The Windies are taking on England in the 3-match T20 series starting Wednesday afternoon. The Windies coach says that the team has to start playing better against the better teams in world cricket.
Yeah, it's important to get the confidence back, but it's more about the process and how we go about playing our cricket. We've been trying to put in place a new style of play, particularly our T20s, which we did pretty well in the last World Cup, but we've got to take it another step further. And obviously ODI cricket hasn't been that good, so we've got to find a way we're going to be competitive for obviously not this World Cup ODIs, the next one in 4 years' time. So that's the way we've got to develop our style of play, how we're going to be competitive, how we can beat the number 1 and 2 and 3 teams in the world. Because yeah, we're ranked 6th and a lot lower now in ODI cricket, but my job is to come in to win World Cups. That's what we're trying to do, win a World Cup. And we can't play the way we've been playing over the last, 10 years because we haven't won a World Cup in 10 years. So we've got to change the way we play, change our approach to make sure that we've got a style of cricket and the players to be able to beat Australia, beat England, beat India, South Africa, New Zealand, all those top teams.
West Indies women's head coach Shane Dates. NECS cruised a comfortable 9-wicket win over the PSS as the secondary schools under-15 cricket competition continued Tuesday at Benjamin's Park. NECS won the toss and elected to bowl first. The PSS were dismissed for just 46 in 13.5 overs. Omarion Bruni took 3 for 12 and Nean Davis 3 for 14. Kellen Christmas took 2 for 11. In reply, NECS scored 49 for 1 in 5.2 overs. Nean Davis got 20 not out and Kellen Christmas 16 not out. PSS's Tyler Honore 1 wicket for 23 runs in 2 overs. Meantime, over at the Botanic Gardens, the TBSS crushed the SMA by 96 runs. CBSS batted first and made 165 all out. Dewan Benjamin got 36 and Dylan John 20. Kalisha Vondura took 4 for 21 and Ryan Alfred 4 for 45 for the SMA. SMA in their turn at the crease were bowled out for 69. Ronnie Williams got 16. Dylan John picked up 4 for 15 and Drente Ogace 3 for 18. Meantime, in schools netball on Tuesday, Northeast Comprehensive B defeated the Isaiah Thomas Secondary School 7-6 in the Sports Division Secondary Schools Under-14 netball tournament at Windsor Park. Shooting for Northeast Comprehensive B, Shadesia Walsh made 5 from 12 attempts, and shooting for Isaiah Thomas Secondary School, Emilia Felix got 6 from 11 attempts. And we'll end with a cricket item. West Indies bowling coach Ravi Rampal says he is hoping to play his part in helping the next generation of West Indies fast bowlers. Rampal has been appointed the new bowling coach for the West Indies white ball series with Ireland and England. The Windies will take on Ireland in a series of ODIs this week. The first ODI gets underway Wednesday morning Caribbean time.
Very excited that I was able to get this role, and with all the experience that I gather, hopefully I could share it to the younger guys that are in the team and, moving forward to help them fulfill their full potential. Definitely from the experience that I gathered, we know that cricket is evolving. The game is moving at a brisk pace at the T20 and one-day format. It's just to keep the bowlers teach them how the game is evolving and have them have their bowling evolve as well, whether it be having the skill to bowl Yorkers, to get the ball to swing as well. Definitely to try to hit the right areas, especially in the English conditions where the bowlers do get a little assistance. It's just bowling the right areas and being able to be patient in these conditions. Yeah, definitely spot bowling is one of the main aspects in bowling that's that you do a lot of to basically sharpen your skills in Yorkers or bowling that length ball. We know that the more repetition you bowl and your body get accustomed to doing the same thing over and over, you have a better chance of doing it. The West Indies bowlers have a lot of skills. All of them have different skill set. Some swing the ball, some have pace. It's about just getting them to understand that this is your strength and this is what's going to get you most of your wickets and carry you through your career.
West Indies bowling coach Ravi Rampal. Well, that's a wrap on the DBS Evening News and Sports. Join us tomorrow morning at 7 o'clock for another major package. On behalf of the News and Sports Departments, our links personnel, Joseph Fadul, I am Ivona John Baptist Luque. Good morning. Good evening.